in New York and New Jersey right now. And a lot of those people in 2018 and 2019 were moving to Florida because of taxes. Now they're going to be moving because of taxes, and they don't want to have a problem like this ever again. COVID-19 killed more than 4 times as many people as September 11th in New York. This was a killer. This was very serious. So this time I think you're going to see more and more New Yorkers and New Jersey people come to Florida faster than they had originally planned. COVID-19 will be an accelerator. So you have more of a domestic movement coming to Florida now more than ever. Once again, lower interest rates, lots of liquidity, and not that much supply. We don't have the inventory levels we had 10 years ago. So yes, to answer your question, there will be discounting, but not for long. I think you got a window of about 3 or 4 months.
Okay, to catch those opportunities. Okay. Finally, Craig, what would you recommend for Mexican investors to do the first move in Florida?
If you're looking for a house, houses are, it's easy to manage social distancing with a house, right?
Yeah.
It's common sense. So if you're looking to buy a house, you have to start right away because house sales are going up in Florida, all because of COVID-19. All because of COVID-19. There's not that many, there aren't buying discounting opportunities with houses. That doesn't exist. They're getting more and more popular, literally as we speak. Number 2 are condos with very strict rental policies. So if your condo allows you to rent once a year, twice a year, those are safer than condos with short-term rentals.
Okay.
So with social distancing, Pepe, social distancing, these are 2 words we have to get used to. We're going to be hearing about this for a while now because of COVID-19. So if you have a condo with strict rental policies, that's the next place you should look to. And once again, there I think you have time. I think you have 3 months, 4 months to make a really, really good deal. But that's it. So if you're looking to make a move, you should do it in the month of May. Maybe not April, but certainly in the month of May for condos, you need to start looking. If you're looking for a house, you got to start yesterday because houses are selling that well. And remember, interest rates are low. Mortgage rates are very, very low. So it's easy to buy. It's easy to buy right now, particularly Americans are looking for houses. So the Mexican market is competing with strong domestic demand now in Florida. So my advice is, once again, if it's a house, start right away. If it's a condo, start in the month of May. And know that you have about 3 or 4 months before you can get a really good buy from a developer or a seller.
Okay. Thank you, Craig. So another question, sorry. What about Miami versus Fort Lauderdale? What would you recommend? Because there are 2 different markets. I think that people it's saying that Fort Lauderdale is the new Miami. So what do you think about these markets?
Well, the personality of Fort Lauderdale is very different than the personality of Miami. For starters, it's much more American. There's a higher percentage of Americans that live in Fort Lauderdale compared to Miami. The Americans that live in Miami are like me, Craig. I'm from New Jersey, and I love it. I love the melting pot of Miami because I'm from that. I'm from the New York, New Jersey area. So I love listening to Espanol and listening to Portuguese and the whole melting pot of Miami. I'm that guy.
Okay.
But there's a lot of Americans that feel a little more comfortable the other way. So they choose Fort Lauderdale, they choose Palm Beach. It's still South Florida, Pepe, but it's just more American. So consequently, the personality of these cities is very different. However, Fort Lauderdale, in my opinion, is a phenomenal bargain. It's undervalued. for that
Yes.
reason. 4 out of 5 Latins always choose Miami. 1 out of 5 chooses Fort Lauderdale for 2 reasons. 1, they want to be with more Americans. That market exists, as you know.
Yes.
Two, they see it as a better value. And on a price per foot basis, it is. You can buy anything on the ocean in Fort Lauderdale for like $1,000 a foot, maybe less. And Miami Beach is twice that. And it's the same beach, it's the same ocean, it's the same air temperature, it's the same. It's just more American. That's it. So I think that anyone who's considering Fort Lauderdale, number one, if you like hanging around more Americans like me, that's the place. And number two, if you're looking for a great bargain, a good value for your real estate, that's Fort Lauderdale compared to Miami. But I will say this, that Miami's got, Miami's Miami. Miami's got the buzz. Miami has more restaurants, more theaters, more
Movement.
Yeah, a lot more. There's just the energy in Miami is extreme compared to Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale is very laid back.
Okay.
More of a beachy kind of town, which I think is part of the reason it's so attractive to a certain type of person. So anyway, that's Fort Lauderdale. It's a great buy. Great buy.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Craig. We miss you here in Mexico. Unfortunately, with the COVID, you cannot fly, we cannot see. But with this interview, we can share for the Mexican market what's happening in Florida in the real estate market. In becoming from you, Craig, it's very nice to have this interview.
Pepe, first of all, it's my pleasure. Number one. Number two, I will send you some data points this week. As you know, my company produces the Miami Report.
Yes.
We were this close to finishing it, and then COVID-19 showed up. So now we're modifying it to reflect what's really happening now. And
Okay.
I'll send you some information, some data points in a couple of days from this year's Miami Report to see in black and white all of these data points I was just trying to explain in this webinar, and you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean.
Okay.
It's hopefully, God bless. Hopefully, we will be back. We're targeting to go back to work in June. That is to go back to our offices. It's hopefully by then the world will feel a lot better about how we've managed with this crazy COVID-19. And hey, I hope to see you in Miami very soon.
Okay.
And hopefully I'll see you in one of our offices, either in Fort Lauderdale or at Brickell City Center, right in downtown Miami.
Sure. Absolutely.
But anyway, I hope everybody is safe and staying home and doing what we're supposed to do so we can get out of this, go back to the new normal, whatever that's.
Okay. Thank you so much, Craig.
Pleasure.
Thank you.